Livelihood of people cannot be subjected to uncertainties. Mirror Now has been raising this consistently over the last few days, and now the highest court of law in the country has made this observation. The Supreme Court has stayed the centre's notification banning the sale and purchase of cattle for slaughter. The centre's move comes as a major relief for farmers, leather workers and allied industries who were hit by the cattle slaughter ban.
उसका कारोबार है, हमारा नहीं, सभी का कारोबार है और अगर ये बंद हो गया तो बहुत दिक्कत आ जाएगी।
हमें नहीं, सबको परेशानी है, इससे हमें नहीं जुड़ा है, सब जुड़ा है, हिंदू मुस्लिम सब जुड़ा है, सबका कारोबार है। इससे तो परेशानी है कि हजारों परिवार तो बेकार हो जाएगा।
जो किसान गरीब लोग हैं उनके पास अभी खाने का भी, उनका खुद का खाने का भी इंतजाम नहीं हो रहा,
तो कम से कम 50 लाख आदमी प्रभावित हो जाएगा पूरे हिंदुस्तान में।
In an exclusive conversation with Mirror Now, senior advocate and Rajya Sabha MP Kapil Sibal, who represents the organization that filed a petition against the slaughter ban, told us what this means for the farming community as a whole.
The animal must not suffer excessive pain, or you must not brutalize the animal while slaughtering him. That's why the Act was framed. Now, you can't have rules under the Act which actually prohibit slaughtering when the Act itself permits it. So, ex facie, the rules were unconstitutional.
While the 3-month stay has given hope to traders, there are pressing questions that the centre now has to answer. Did the government ignore stakeholders' interest while enforcing the ban? And can the government undo the damage caused by this order? Mirror Now report.
Well, the Supreme Court has said some very, very clear things in its ruling. It says that rules like this that have been released by the central government cannot put livelihoods in uncertainty. They must give people enough time to approach the courts to seek relief, and they must bring on board more voices and more opinions. The Supreme Court has, of course, stayed this ban across India, although it was just reviewing the stay that had come in the Chennai High Court. It has now put a stay across India. And while this comes as relief, one actually must ask at this point, did the government overstep in this particular case? And if the government has promised the court that it will relook at all of these rules and release new rules in the next 3 months, should the government realize that livelihood in most cases trumps anything else that they might consider? Joining us on the show this evening, Ejaz Ilmi, BJP leader. Mohammad Abdul Fahim Qureshi is the petitioner in this case. We have also Rifat Javed, who is the founder of Janta Ka reporter. Ramakant Gaur is a lawyer with the Supreme Court. Anil Patil is a social worker. Sriraj Nair is the spokesperson for the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, and Mr. Chaudhary is the chairman of the Jama Masjid Trust Board. We also have Milan Ekbote, who is the president of the Samasta Hindu Aghadi. I welcome all of you to this conversation. I'm going to start with Anil Patil. Anil Patil works very closely with farmers. Anil ji, हमने इसके बारे में काफ़ी बात की that the rules that were released by the government were very unfriendly to farmers. Luckily, they had not been implemented yet. But you had expected that this was, like the Supreme Court has observed, against the livelihood of most Indians.
आपका कहना सही है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस देश के किसानों के बारे में सोच के जो नोटिफिकेशन 25 मई को केंद्र सरकार ने निकाला था, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट एंड फॉरेस्ट ने उसको सेट असाइड कर दिया है। अभी किसने इसके बारे में सुप्रीम कोर्ट में किसानों के बारे में, किसानों को लेकर के एप्लीकेशन फाइल किया, ये मुद्दा नहीं है। मुद्दा ये है कि इस तरीके के जब हम नोटिफिकेशन निकालते हैं तो किसानों के ऊपर क्या असर पड़ता है, इसका अंदाज़ा लगा करके केंद्र सरकार के अधिकारियों ने काम करना चाहिए। आज की तारीख में न कि किसान जानवर संभालते हैं, जो लैंडलेस है वो लोग भी जानवर संभालते हैं। और वो नोटिफिकेशन में लिखा गया था कि जानवर जब बेचेंगे तो उनको लिख के देना पड़ेगा कि हम ये खेती के लिए इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं। अपने देश में बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो जानवर को लेकर के अपने ज़िंदगी का गुजारा करते हैं। और आज ही अपना देश दूध के सेक्टर में विश्व में क्रमांक 1 पे आया है, ऐसा न्यूज़ आया है। इसका मतलब ये है कि ये जो दूध देने वाले जानवर संभालने वाले का इसमें बहुत बहुत बड़ी अहम भूमिका है। इसको लेकर के मेरा कहना है कि केंद्र सरकार के अधिकारियों ने जब भी नोटिफिकेशन निकालते हैं लोगों के हित में सोचना चाहिए, उनको तकलीफ देने के बारे में नहीं सोचना चाहिए.
Let me bring in Ejaz Ilmi. Dr. Ilmi, respond to that, the fact that the Supreme Court's observations and of course the Attorney General who actually assured the court that this will not be implemented in the next 3 months, that this will be thought through. Did the government not think this through?
Well, the entire genesis of this notification came about by an observation of the Supreme Court itself in Feb 17, 2017, when they spoke about the excessive cruelty to animals. So, under the Prevention of Cruelty of Animals, this notification came about, but it was perceived to be as an indirect ban on all kinds of slaughter. But there is clarity because we have established laws in this country as far as slaughter is concerned. It definitely comes under state laws, Schedule 15 of the state list. These are constitutional positions which are here in this country for the last 40 years. The centre wanted to regulate animal markets on the farm to fork situation to separate the slaughter industry and the agriculture and the milk industry into separate mechanisms, which is why this was thought about. But the reality is that prevention of cruelty has its own aspects. But we need to understand that we are existing laws that does not permit cow slaughter in 29 states of this country.
No, but we're not, while cow slaughter is banned in most states of this country, we're talking about, on this particular ban, we're talking about the slaughter of all cattle. And when you talk about the slaughter of all cattle, you take away the possibility of using buffaloes, which form a large backbone of our farming community. It almost seems like the government hadn't thought this through. Ramakant Gaur, the Supreme Court making the observation that the government has to make sure that people are given enough time to approach the courts here. Ramakant Gaur.
Correct. And basically, if you look at the past orders passed by several high courts and by the Supreme Court, one thing is very sure, that this rule was made in contravention or in contradiction with the Parent Act. So when the Act is providing for the slaughter, as Kapil Sibal was rightly saying, that if the Act provides about the slaughter of the animals, then prevention of slaughtering is something which is unconstitutional in this Act. But my problem is little different as well. See, whether it is Congress or it is BJP, they avoid the debates in the parliament. It was a very sensitive and a crucial issue on which debate on parliament was requisite. The debate from the parliament was eschewed and they simpliciter issued a notification. That is something which is really not done. On this issue, which is of great economic ramification, which will create unemployment, and then what would happen to those cattle which are unproductive. This issue has never been considered in this notification or in the background. So all these aspects were to be considered. The unfortunate part is the governments, whosoever they are, whichever ruling party is it, they want to pontificate their point of view onto the citizens without considering various aspects.
Rifat Javed, do you agree that this should have found space in Parliament, because the highest court in our land has noted that people were not given time with this particular regulation. It impacted livelihood. It was just brought in overnight.
Faye, I mean, I'll make 3 observations, and I'll say there are 3 reasons why I think, the notification is utterly stupid and wrong. First of all, I'm completely gobsmacked, by the government's priority. I mean, you have a situation, at the national security, at the border, you have a situation, unemployment growing up, your economy is shrinking. And look, the government is more concerned about regulating the cattle market. The 3 reasons which I think, which is why I think, this notification is wrong. Number 1, if you look at the census of cattle, and I'm quoting the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry of 2014 and 15, the total cattle, the population of bovine in this country is 30 crore. And that has been stagnant for last 3 decades. It hasn't changed, despite the fact that on an average 9 crore cattle have been either dying or getting killed every year. So why has the population been stagnant? Because they are either been getting killed, or they have been, the unproductive animals, they have, or they have died, or they have been getting killed. Now that's gonna change. You don't want them to get killed because the farmers scared. They don't want to sell the unproductive animals, because if they sell, there are chances that they might get lynched. So what will happen now? The cattle population is going to grow. Now, if the cattle population is going to grow, there is a cost implication to maintain them. The conservative figure, I was speaking to an expert, he said that conservatively, just to feed the animals, you need to spend 130 rupees a day. You extrapolate that figure for a year, we are talking about 2.35 lakh crore rupees. Here is a country which could barely manage to allocate 10,000 crore rupees to feed the poor children in the midday meal.
Yes.
Where would the country allocate 2.35 lakh crore rupees? These are like the things that the government should have thought about it. They haven't thought about it, and this is just one aspect. We haven't even talked about the the government's audacity to dictate our dietary habits, dictate what should
absolutely. So hang on, Rifa Javed, hang on. Let me bring in other voices, and we'll come back to your points 2 and 3. We have Sriraj Nair, who also joins us on in this conversation. Sriraj Nair, the general consensus now, including that of the Supreme Court, was that the regulation was ill thought out, and I second what Rifa Javed said. We have huge problems in this country of safety for women. We have problems, on our borders right now. We have a huge job crisis we're facing, a rural economy that is yet to recover from demonetization. All of those things aside, why is the government spending this much time on cattle?
See, let me put forward by the VHP stand. First of all, I could not hear your question also properly, but still I could understand what you want to question or well, the VHP stand is very clear. Definitely, last time also I said on your show, we are not in a position to comment on the Supreme Court's stay. But at the same time, we as VHP are only concerned with the cow slaughter issue. Cow slaughter and this issue is totally different, we have to understand. So, in the pretext of unemployment or creating lack of or losing jobs, we don't want cow slaughter to be encouraged in any way. We don't want cow smuggling to be encouraged in any way. We are happy that the ASG, Mr. Narasimhan, did try his best to plead on behalf of the government. We have to understand that it was the government, it was the Honorable Supreme Court on whose advice the government of India went to the for this thing. But definitely, as I said, we are not in a position to comment on the Supreme Court stay and going by the Chennai High Court and adopting it for the entire nation. But as I clearly said, if whatever happens in this nation as far as cattle slaughter is concerned, if it is within the purview of the system, if proper licenses, proper required permissions are sought from concerned authorities, whether it is municipal corporation, state government or animal husbandry department, we have no issues. But we are strictly against any sort of encouragement which may result into cow smuggling, cow slaughtering, or in any way touching our holy cows. That is what is our concern, and VHP are only concerned. But at the same time, milk giving animals.
Muhammad Qureshi, the petitioner in this particular case, do you want to respond to that?
The farmland should not be destroyed because of the sake of illegal slaughtering.
Muhammad Qureshi, go ahead.
Yeah, the concern of the VHP that they want to take care of the cows, they want to think about the cows. So now that these notifications which has been issued, that is not related to the protection of cows or the protection of animals from cruelty. It has nothing to do for preventing the cattle from the unnecessary pain and from infliction of any injury.
That's what I said. We are only concerned with this.
It is related to related to trade and commerce, which has nothing to do with the Parent Act, the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. Now, regarding the cows, we also very much here to support that. We respect the sentiment of the VHP and all other religions also. We protect cows. If there is a law to protect the cows, we appreciate, we welcome the cow, we will welcome those laws, and we support them also throughout the country. There the matter will ends up, and there is no need of any re-notification also. There is no need of any re-notification. When
we
the
are
central,
only against
when
any
the central,
pretext,
when the central government has no power,
whether it creates unemployment, we are only concerned that the faith.
Right.
Yeah, we will support you.
Okay. One last voice, Milan Ekbote, where do you stand on this? The fact that, do you believe that the stay on the cattle slaughter rules brought in by the central government is a good thing?
Madam, the voice is not clear. I'm not able to.
Okay, we'll get that fixed. Sriraj Nair, we're getting that fixed.
The central government is not competent to issue notification. According to the entry 28 of the state list 2, the state government have given powers to make rules to regulate the local cattle markets, to regulate the jatras, to regulate the fair conducted by the state governments. The central government has no competency.
Okay, so you're saying it's unconstitutional.
मैडम मुझे बात करने की परमिशन है या नहीं?
हाँ मिलन जी बोलिए माफ कीजिए मिलन जी, गो अहेड मिलन जी, हम सुन रहे हैं, बोलिए।
आज की मैडम, आज सुबह
जी
हमने पुणे में गौ माता का मांस पकड़ा है और बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में पकड़ा है। ये जो कुरैशी साहब बोल रहे हैं कि हम काऊ को नहीं तकलीफ देते, काऊ को नहीं काटते, ये गलत है, ये झूठ है। आज सुबह हमने 2 जगह बीफ पकड़ा है, गोमोस पकड़ा है। इट वाज आइडेंटिफाइड बाय वेटरनरी डॉक्टर, ऐसी बात है। और दूसरी बात ऐसी है कि ये जो जानवर के बाजार रहते हैं, ये सब कसाई लोगों के हाथों में गए हैं और इसमें केवल कसाई लोगों के रोजगार की वृद्धि होती है, कोई किसान के रोजगार की वृद्धि
हमें
नहीं होती।
समझाइए कि आपको कैसे मालूम है कि गाय की मांस है या भैंस की मांस है, आपको कैसे मालूम पड़ता है?
इसमें देखिए, इसमें 90% झूठे कंप्लेंट्स फाइल किए गए हैं।
वहाँ
झूठे कंप्लेंट्स, फॉल्स कंप्लेंट्स
गाय दूध देती है, वो अवयव मिला है, ये सब वो आइडेंटिफिकेशन हुआ है, वेटरनरी डॉक्टर ने किया है। यू कैन आस्क ऑल दिस थिंग्स टू द पुलिस कमिश्नर ऑफ पुणे आल्सो।
तो आप वेटनरी डॉक्टर के साथ आप जाते हैं और आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं?
वेटरनरी डॉक्टर का रिपोर्ट है मैडम इसके बारे में।
आप ही का वेटनरी डॉक्टर होता है, आप ही साथ ले जाते हैं और आप ही उसकी गलत रिपोर्ट निकलवाते हैं।
क्या आपको लगता है कि अब पुणे की बात करें, आप पुणे से ही है, एक मिनट, क्या आपको लगता है कि ये हो रहा है पुणे में और इसके वजह से ये कैटल स्लॉटर रूल्स बनने चाहिए?
पुणे में नहीं, महाराष्ट्र में हो रहा है।
पूरे महाराष्ट्र में,
सोलापुर में भी हमारे लोगों ने पकड़ा है बीफ। आज हमने नगर में भी पकड़ा है।
अनिल पाटिल,
यू कैन वेरीफाइड फ्रॉम पुलिस।
जो मिलिंद जी जो बता रहे हैं, ये लोग गौ रक्षा, हम भी चाहते हैं कि गाय को काटना नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन इस तरीके से वो जो गाय का है या भैंस का है, इस तरीके से देख के तो पता नहीं चल सकता है। और दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि स्लॉटर हाउस जितने भी है, वो स्लॉटर हाउस सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के नोटिफिकेशन में लिखा है कि 90% स्लॉटर हाउस इलीगल है। जो मिलिंद जी बता रहे हैं वो सही है, लेकिन वो गाय का है कि भैंस का है क्या और अन्य प्राणी का है, ये हम नहीं बता सकते। लेकिन स्लॉटर हाउस को रेगुलेट करने के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने
वेटरनरी डॉक्टर टुडे
स्लॉटर हाउस को रेगुलेट करने के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो 2014 में जो आदेश दिए हैं उसका पालन होना चाहिए और उस तरीके से स्लॉटर हाउस को मॉडर्नाइज करना चाहिए। ये लोग स्लॉटर हाउस जिन्होंने लगाए हैं वो नहीं करते हैं, इसीलिए इलीगल वे से जानवरों को काट के उसका मटन ट्रांसपोर्ट किया जाता है। इसमें पता चलता है कभी कभी कि गाय को भी काट दिया है या गाय के जो बछड़े हैं उनको भी काटा है, लेकिन गाय को छोड़ के बाकी जानवरों को काटने में कोई मुश्किल आनी नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि जो जानवर काम के नहीं है उसको संभालना किसान के बस में नहीं है।
मैडम ऐसी बात नहीं है, एग्रीकल्चरल धंधे के हिसाब से सोचिए।
नहीं, अगर जानवर काम नहीं करता है।
Let me ask Mohammad Idris, is the General Secretary of the Russell Market Traders Association from Bangalore. Mohammad Idris, address this question. I see your hand up, Dr. Ilmi. I'll come to you immediately after this.
मेरी बात कंप्लीट होने दो ना।
हाँ, एक मिनट, आप ही के बारे में बात हो रहे हैं। Mohammad Idris, Milind Ekboti says that a trained veterinarian can tell the difference between what meat it is, and he's found that there is a lot of cow slaughter. You work in that market. Do you agree that that is true?
No, I'm Muhammad Al Nasser Chowdhury, and I'm the secretary for Juma Masjid Trust Board in Bangalore. There's a small mistaking in that. I just want to just say two, three things like, first of all, ये जो banning of cow slaughter है, जो notification आई है, Supreme Court ने जो कुछ भी है ना बताया है, why it is such a long time period which has come in 21st century of the world, because इससे पहले जो लोग बैठे थे, जो गवर्नमेंट बैठी थी, इन लोगों को, ये लोग इंटेलिजेंट नहीं थे कि इसके बारे में सोचे कि गौ हमारी है ना होली
हम जो बात
गौ
बोल रहे हैं उसके बारे में बहुत बात कीजिए और हमारी बात कंप्लीट करने
मैं जो
दीजिए।
बता रहा हूँ, मेरी भी एक दो तीन बातें सुनो। आपने जो बताया
हम
था
बोलते हैं गौ संवर्धन,
गाय को स्लॉटर नहीं करना चाहिए। आई रेस्पेक्ट,
ये हमारे देश की
आई रेस्पेक्ट
जनता जो है इसके हित में है।
I was quiet for 20 minutes. You please listen to me. If you allow me to speak, मैं दो तीन बातें ये बताऊंगा। गाय को काटना मना है। I have a very high respect with that. गाय को काटना नहीं चाहिए, जो दूध देती है, जो बच्चे देती है, उसको नहीं देना चाहिए। लेकिन टोटली जो है, आप मेरे को ये बताइए कि जो भैंस होता है, जो बैल होता है, उसको भी नहीं काटना चाहिए कि सिर्फ गाय को नहीं काटना चाहिए? और दूसरी बात, अगर आप सबका है ना बैन ही कर देंगे, नहीं आप ऐसे फिर बताओ, फिर काऊ को नहीं बोलो ना, गाय करके नहीं बोलो ना, आप है ना बोलो ऑक्स को भी नहीं काटना, बीफ को भी नहीं काटना, बफलो को भी नहीं काटना, बताइए ना।
भारतीय गाय और भारतीय बैल, अगर इनको नेचर की गिफ्ट माना जाता है। मैडम आज ब्राजील में,
अगर आपको बैन करना ही है
जो खेती चलती है
नोटिफिकेशन
भारतीय गाय पर और भारतीय
नहीं आप
बैल के आधार पर चलती है।
Okay, hang on. Let me bring in Ejaz Ilmi, Dr. Ilmi. Here's the problem. And I'm going to ask you this question straight up, Dr. Ilmi.
इसके साथ जो
this is obviously
unemployment होएगा.
This is obviously one second, Mr. Mohammad Chaudhary. Dr. Ilmi, I'm going to ask you this question straight up. This is obviously a sensitive issue for a lot of people. Was the government playing to religious sentiment? Was the government playing to the emotions of a large population of people by bringing in these cattle slaughter laws, which now the highest court in our land have turned around and said they were not thought through, people were not given enough time, and they led to uncertainty in livelihood? Why was it done to begin with? Were you playing to the galleries?
Well, it was done. The idea behind it came from Supreme Court observation itself on the 17th of February for prevention of cruelty and also for the illegal cow slaughter and illegal smuggling that happens largely on the borders of Nepal and Bangladesh. So we wanted to put mechanism where we can take away the animal markets which were largely misused to permit smuggling and buying of cows, especially for illegal slaughter and smuggling into Bangladesh.
But so Dr. Ilmi, what about the markets in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu, in Karnataka? Are you telling me that cows from there are being moved to the borders of Nepal? That can't be true.
Which is exactly why you had Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad saying, the law minister, that we are not here to dictate what you eat. What is banned already for years, which is cow slaughter, will remain banned, and you cannot that cannot be allowed. But obviously, animals which are not under a ban, that is exactly where the government is having a relook, because these laws under PCA will impinge on the slaughter laws which come under the ambit of the state government. So we are very clear. No illegal cow slaughter, no cow smuggling. We need to have a clampdown. But But the laws are being changed because of representations, because it impacts livelihoods of people where animals are allowed, whether it's goat, sheep or buffalo. Beef in India is defined as cow, bull and bullock. Every other animal is out of the ambit of beef. And that is sacred to this country, for everybody in this country. What is
Okay, I
outside the
respect
ambit
that.
of
I respect
is
that. Now,
something
here's
that
my
the government is
question.
gonna look at
Now,
and
here's my
ensure
question.
that it does not impinge with the state laws.
Now, here's my question to you and to Milind Ekbote and to Sriraj Nair. Why is it that cows are dying in government goshalas right now in Rajasthan, in UP, where there isn't enough money, or if there is enough money, it's not reaching? These cows are dying of starvation. Of starvation. They are not being
in every
fed.
part of India. Almost in every part of India.
What world do we live in when an animal that is this respected and this loved is being allowed to die of starvation? If that cow was allowed to roam the fields free, she'd probably be able to do a better job of feeding herself. Also, in our big cities, why are cows allowed to feed off garbage dumps? Why aren't we taking better care of these animals? If we care this deeply, if we care deeply enough to lynch and to murder human beings in the name of the cow, why aren't we doing more to protect and to care for these animals? Either of you who wants to answer this question, Milind Ekbote, go ahead. Why aren't we doing more? Why are animals being allowed to die in goshalas?
हम विश्वास नहीं करते कि किधर गाय को मारा जाता है, गाय को खाना नहीं मिलता है. हम विश्वास नहीं करते. लोग बहुत प्यार से गाय को संभालते हैं, गाय को खाना देते हैं, गो संवर्धन करते हैं, अपनी जिंदगी उसमें लगा देते हैं. हम विश्वास नहीं करते किधर भी गाय को स्टार्विंग हो रहा है.
आप विश्वास नहीं करते, लेकिन मैं बताती हूँ राजस्थान गवर्नमेंट की गौशाला में इस साल 500 गाय, पिछले साल 500 गाय मर गए. यूपी गवर्नमेंट की गौशाला में पिछले 5 महीने से 150 गाय मर गए. Bharatpur cow shelter में 45 rescued cows have died this year of starvation. There is a long list. You may choose not to believe it, Mr. Milind Ekbote. You may choose not to believe it.
50 cows died.
These are the reported incidents.
Evidences of photographs.
These are the reported incidents. There are number of unreported incidents across the country.
क्या कर रहा हूँ मैडम? मेरा बात ऐसी है कि भारतीय गौवंश जो हैं, वो नेचर की बहुत बड़ी गिफ्ट हमने देश को है. पूरे हिंदुस्तान में नहीं तो पूरे विश्व में इसके बारे में संशोधन हुआ है. न्यूजीलैंड, ब्राजील, अर्जेंटीना.
आपकी बात मानते हैं मिलिंद एकबोटे जी, मैं यही पूछ रही हूँ कि गाय को फिर उसकी देखभाल क्यों नहीं होती? अनिल पाटिल जी मुझे बताइए, हमारे देश की जो गौशाला है.
But whatever in bits and pieces I could hear, I would like, please.
Go ahead. Sriraj Nair, we can hear you.
Are you listening? Because I am not able to listen anything properly. Hello?
We can hear you, Sriraj Nair.
Can I?
Okay, we'll try and get that audio fixed. I'm going to ask my team to just get the audio fixed with Sriraj Nair. Anil Patil ji, आप बताइए, क्या गौशाला में गायों की देखभाल हो रही है अभी?
नहीं, हम लोग गाय को देवता मानते हैं. अपने देश की गाय बहुत बड़ी परंपरा है. मिलिंद एकबोटे जी जो कह रहे हो सही है, लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आज की तारीख में गौशाला की भी देखभाल हो रही है. जिस तरीके से वृद्धाश्रम को अनुदान दिया जाता है, हमें गवर्नमेंट को अभी अर्ज करना चाहिए डिस्कशन में कि इस तरीके का निधि गाय की जो गौशाला बनी है, जो गाय अभी दूध देती नहीं है और किसान संभाल नहीं सकते हैं, उनको संभालने के लिए कुछ अनुदान की तरतूद होनी चाहिए. एक गाय एक दिन में संभालने के लिए कम से कम 100 रुपए से 130 रुपए का खर्चा आता है. और गाय दूध देना बंद कर देती है, तब से उसके अंत समय तक कम से कम 2 से 3 साल लगते हैं. इसीलिए किसान को मुश्किल में न डालने के लिए गौशाला को अनुदान देने का प्रस्ताव बनाना चाहिए. और मैं भी मिलिंद जी आपके विचारों से प्रभावित हूँ, आपके जैसा ही हूँ, लेकिन किसानों के बारे में हमको सोचना चाहिए. ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग को प्रमोट करने के लिए गौशाला का उपयोग किया जा सकता है. इस तरीके का प्रस्ताव बनाना चाहिए, तभी किसान स्लॉटर हाउस के पास नहीं जाएंगे, एक कबाड़ी को नहीं बेचेंगे और गाय को संभालेंगे. किसान भी गाय के ऊपर प्यार करता है, लेकिन उसकी मजबूरी है. किसान आज की तारीख में गाय बेचता नहीं है, लेकिन किसान बहुत मुश्किल में है. ये मैं आपको कहना चाहता हूं.
Right, let me go back to Ijaz Ilmi. Ijaz Ilmi, why aren't we doing more to look after the cows if we feel so strongly about it? Why is it that the cows are dying in government goshalas?
Is that a question for me, ma'am?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Dr. Ilmi, go ahead.
Is that a question for me? No, absolutely. I've seen these instances on TV and the media has reported about certain cows in certain areas eating garbage and plastic. It is a shameful activity, and there should be a mechanism where if we are going to protect the cow, and cow slaughter is banned in various states, there is a need to look after the cow. Especially if we talk about it, there has to be a mechanism where Gaushalas, volunteers must step forward and take care of these animals so that they do not die because of plastic and because of garbage. These things need to be addressed. Individual states, individual organizations need to step forward to make sure this happens. So having said that, there is much more needs to be done. The government is sensitive enough to understand that if this notification was causing distress, there has been a rethink, which is why statements came out that we will look into all the complaints of the stakeholders, all the representations, and work towards a mechanism that it does not impinge the various acts that are prevalent. First and foremost, the slaughter cannot be allowed for beef as is defined. But for other animals where there's no ban, the government is going to look at that so these laws do not impinge other laws which give permission for slaughter of buffalo or goat or sheep.
All right, and I just, for the benefit of Milind Ekbote, I'm just going to put out these statistics. The South Delhi Municipal Corporation in the year 2015-16 sent 3,398 cows to shelters. Out of those, over that next 1 year, 3,685 cows died. 2,974 cattle were sent in the previous year, out of which 2,143 died. East Delhi Municipal Corporation has similar numbers. Between August and October 2015, 190 cattle were sent to shelters, out of which 120 died. According to 2011 data, the three corporations of Delhi seized 49,000 cattle, out of which 46,000 died. These are official numbers from municipal corporations of Delhi. We're not even talking about the rest of the country. The numbers are just as bleak when we talk about Rajasthan, when we talk about Uttar Pradesh. And it is, I mean, I can send you visual evidence of the fact that cows are treated badly on city streets, and which is why they are then impounded and sent to shelters where they're not being fed. I think that should be our top priority at this point. And I want to bring in right now Rifat Javed. Like you said, we should have other priorities. We've gotten our priorities mixed up.
Absolutely. Look, I mean, when I was talking about, you know, the what's going to happen if we actually impose a blanket ban on this slaughter of these animals. I mean, 9 crore, the figure which I reached out at, you know, 2.3 lakh crore, that is only if the government manages to save 60% of the 9 crore cattle which die every year. If government manages to, you know, save all the 9 crore, we are talking about 4.2 lakh crore rupees. Look, if you talk to any expert, animal expert, they'll tell you the water that the animal requires on a daily basis is almost 6 to 8 times more than the human beings. There is already a water shortages for human beings. Imagine where will they get the water in that volume for the 9 crore cattle every year, and that is only for the first year, because if you manage to keep all these cattle from the second year, it's going to double. You know, we are talking about the disaster waiting to happen. You know, the government hasn't thought through that.
I can tell you.
You know, and I also want to point out that the term cattle and cows are being used as if they're almost interchangeable at this point. We're not talking about cows, we're talking about cattle. The trade ban and the slaughter ban was on cattle, and the centre used it as a backdoor entrance. And when you bring in all of that cattle, you infringe, like the Supreme Court pointed out quite rightly, on the fundamental rights of livelihood, the fundamental rights to practice your religion, the fundamental rights to earn a living any which way you see fit, provided it is allowed and it is within the law. Ramakant Gaur, thank God for the Supreme Court.
Undoubtedly. I mean, that's the reason I said, and my learned friend Mr. Elmi has beautifully said that this needs to be debated. But where is the debate? They don't want to have the debate on the floor of Parliament. They don't want to invite people, and they want to issue their diktat by way of notifications, that's something which is bad. Had there been, we have the courts, the High Court or the Supreme Court, which are savior of our fundamental rights. Otherwise,
you can give opportunity to me also to tell something about my opinion.
Yes, immediately after.
And see, there are people. Incidentally, I'm carrying if you can see this is the status of the cows. They are roaming on the streets. They are eating the.
तो उसके बारे में चर्चा करिए ना. जो गाय को अच्छी तरह से देखा नहीं जाता है, गाय को तकलीफ होती है, गाय का संवर्धन में जो बाधा आती है, उसके बारे में चर्चा करिए ना. उसके बारे में चर्चा नहीं करते. गाय के सपोर्ट में चर्चा नहीं करते.
गौशाला में
स्लॉटर के सपोर्ट में क्यों चर्चा करते हैं?
इन्फॉर्मरीज है. आपको कितने गौशाला में इन्फॉर्मरीज है बताइए. Most of the goshalas in the country, they don't have infirmaries. They are not answerable to the Animal Welfare Board of India. Most of the goshalas in the country are being run by so-called animal lovers. They are not answerable to the Animal Welfare Board of India. They don't have infirmaries. They don't have infirmaries.
गलत तरह की चर्चा इधर चलती
They are running Pinjarapur.
Milanji, let me give you, okay, gentlemen, let's calm down. Milanji wants an opportunity to put his point forward. Milanji, आप बोलिए, हम सुन रहे. आपने कहा हम इस बात की चर्चा करेंगे कि गौ की हमें कैसी देखभाल करनी चाहिए, गौशाला में उनकी कैसी देखभाल करनी चाहिए. आप बताइए कैसी देखभाल करनी चाहिए.
मैडम, पहली बात ऐसी है कि यहाँ गो संवर्धन का जो विषय है उसको प्राधान्य मिलना चाहिए, वो आप नहीं देते हैं. और गाय की कत्ल और उसके आधार पर होने वाले रोजगार, इसका सोचते हैं. ये बहुत गलत है.
नहीं, हम गाय की कत्ल के बारे में नहीं बात कर रहे हैं. हम cattle and cow is not the same thing, Mr. Milan Ekbote. We are talking about cattle. Cattle is buffaloes. Cattle is bulls.
Indian cattle.
Cattle is in this particular definition also included camels.
सवालों का जवाब दे सकते हैं क्या?
मुझे नहीं, आप मुझे ये एक चीज के बारे में बात, अगर एक गाय गौशाला में स्टारवेशन की वजह से मर जाती है, अगर एक गाय किसी शहर में प्लास्टिक खा के मर जाती है, तो उसकी कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेते?
जिस तरह से
आप लोग वहां पे क्यों नहीं पहुंचते?
संदेश आप यहाँ से नहीं देते. ये चर्चा से विधायक संदेश जाता ही नहीं है. आप केवल गवर्नमेंट की आलोचना करते हैं. गौशाला की क्या समस्याएं हैं, गौशाला को कौन सा सपोर्ट मिलना चाहिए, गौशाला की क्या उपयोगिता है, गौशाला किसान का जीवन कैसा समृद्ध कर सकती है, इसके बारे में आपने कभी चर्चा की है क्या?
अरे हम अभी पूछ रहे हैं आपसे, लेकिन हम बात नहीं कर रहे. हम अभी कर रहे हैं ना चर्चा.
क्या बताया है?
हम अभी कर रहे हैं चर्चा, आप जवाब दे दीजिए.
तो अभी
अगर गाय गौशाला, अगर अभी राजस्थान में 500 गाय गौशाला में मर गए, तो उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कौन लेगी?
नहीं, गाय मर गई, इसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आप गौशाला के प्रशासन पर डाल देंगे. मगर गौशाला के प्रशासन को जो आपत्तियां हैं, उनको फंड्स की जो जरूरत है, इसके बारे में आप सोचते हैं क्या? आप नहीं सोचते?
फंड्स, ये तो राजस्थान गवर्नमेंट की गौशाला थी, तो फंड्स कहाँ से आनी चाहिए?
नहीं, बताता हूं,
मार देंगे आप.
गवर्नमेंट
नहीं होने की वजह से
ये तो राजस्थान सरकार की गौशाला थी, तो फंड्स कहाँ से आनी चाहिए?
वो पिंक रेवोल्यूशन चाहती थी, और पिंक रेवोल्यूशन में कसाई को
अगर आपके पास फंड्स नहीं है तो क्या गांव को मार देंगे आप?
बढ़ावा दिया जाता था. तो जब स्लॉटरिंग एक्टिविटी को आज तक बढ़ावा दिया गया है, कसाई को सब्सिडी दी गई है, या बीफ के ट्रांसपोर्ट को सब्सिडी दी गई है, तो गौशाला को मदद कैसे मिलेगी?
आपको एनिमल वेलफेयर बोर्ड
आपको एक काम कीजिए मिलन एकबोटे जी, डॉक्टर एजाज इल्मी हमारे पैनल पे है, वो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. आप उन्हीं से बात कीजिए ना. ये सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, उनसे बोलिए कि ये सारे जो उन्होंने कैटल ट्रेड लॉज जो लेके आए, वो आपके कोई काम के नहीं है. उनको एक्चुअली गौशाला को पैसे की अलॉटमेंट करनी चाहिए, वही काम की बात होगी. आप उनसे डायरेक्टली बात कीजिए, वो भी है अभी पैनल में, वो सुन रहे हैं.
गौशाला को पैसे की अलॉटमेंट करना चाहिए, ये आज आप बोल रहे हैं, इसके बाद में इसका असर गिरेगा. आज तक आप बोले क्या? आज तक जो भी चर्चा हुई वो कैसी हुई? वो नहीं. केवल हिंदू के हित में गौ संवर्धन है, हिंदू के बारे में क्यों बात कर रहे हैं? हम तो गाय के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. आलोचना की गई.
हम तो गाय के बारे में बात कर रहे थे। मैंने आपसे कहा कि अगर आपको लगता है कि गौशाला को और पैसे की जरूरत है तो आप डायरेक्टली सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को अपील क्यों नहीं करते कि वो गौशाला को ज्यादा अलॉटमेंट दे दे पैसों की। ये जो हम गौशाला के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, ये राजस्थान सरकार की गौशाला है, ये यूपी गवर्नमेंट की गौशाला है, ये गवर्नमेंट को अलॉटमेंट देनी चाहिए उनको।
वो बात ऐसी है मैडम, सब मैं कृपा करके मेरा आपको नम्र निवेदन है कि मेरी बात आप सुनिए। मैंने ये गोरक्षण के विषय में मेरी पूरी जिंदगी लगा दी है। मेरा अनुभव ऐसा है कि गोरक्षण इतना अनिवार्य है कि गाय की कत्ल होती है, बैल की कत्ल होती है, भैंस की कत्ल होती है, और उससे जो हड्डी निकलती है वो हड्डी ये कसाई जमात
अरे आप बात को टाल रहे हैं,
वो सब पैसा टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटी को जाता है।
बहुत देर से
और इसके बाद शिकायत की थी,
आपके पास क्या प्रूफ है मिलन जी?
और ये कंप्लेंट के बाद में
मिलन जी आप झूठा कंप्लेंट डालते
मंत्री जो था
हैं, आप जितने कैटल है उसको सीज करते हैं, गलत तरीके से सीज करते हैं, झूठा कंप्लेंट डाल के आप।
राइट ओके आप सब शांत हो जाइए, शांत हो जाइए। लेट्स नॉट गेट राइल्ड अप। आई वांट टू बी एबल टू गिव एवरीबॉडी अ फेयर चांस टू स्पीक। आप शांत हो जाइए। मिलन जी आपकी बात हमने सुन ली, आपकी बात हमने सुन ली। आपका कहना है कि आज तक यू आर सेइंग बेसिकली that the government of India has not given an allotment of money to the Gaushalas to look after the cows, because I haven't brought it up till now. I'm bringing it up today, and I hope that the government of India, since it apparently according to you reacts to everything I say, will now actually give an allotment of money to the Gaushalas, and the Gaushalas will be able to take the care of the cows. I'm sorry I didn't bring it up earlier. This is something I feel quite strongly about. Point number 2, you're saying that because there's no allotment, that is why there is a lot of butchering that's happening. Let me bring in the other voices, like and if we have Dr. Ijaz,
there is a lot of butchering, illegal butchering is happening. It is being happening. There are slaughterhouses from centuries. There are slaughterhouses from centuries. Now all those slaughterhouses become illegal due to the notification of modernization of slaughterhouses. It is the duty of the government to modernize all the slaughterhouses. Even in Uttar Pradesh also, it is the duty of the government to implement the provisions of modernizing the slaughterhouses. It is the mistake of the government officials. It is a mistake of the government officials. They are not modernizing. Now the implementation is only on the butchers and the cattle traders. Only part of the notification is being implemented, and it is the total mistake and utter failure of the government officials. And the government officials look into
slaughtering हो रहा है।
आप मॉडर्नाइज करिए, आप स्लॉटरहाउस को मॉडर्नाइज करिए, आप इलीगल सारे बंद हो जाएंगे।
Yes. Hey, 1 second, Mohammed Chaudhary, go ahead.
Yes.
I just want to say that India was. Please allow me to speak for 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
My suggestion is that India is also stopping the export of the beef to other countries, because it is one of the biggest, largest exporter. India. Second point, we are talking about कि है ना गाय की हत्या हो रही है, गाय है ना slaughter, गौशाला में मर रही है, बहुत सारी गाय मर रही है, ये भी जाहिर है। लेकिन कोई भी है ना अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट जितना होता है, अगर सारा का सारा बंद कर दो तो उसके बारे में मेरी बात सुनिए। आप मेरे को 1 मिनट सुनिए, मैं पेशेंट रखिए, मेरी बात सुनिए। अगर आपको बंद ही करना है तो आप जो लोग इस बिजनेस में हैं, स्पेशली बुचर्स जो हैं, उनको अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट होने के बाद क्या गवर्नमेंट उनको कोई एक नया जॉब देगी, या कुछ उसको है ना वापस अपने बिजनेस में आने के लिए, अपनी फैमिली को चलाने के लिए कुछ लोन देगी, और ये समझाएगी उसको कि ये टाइम ऑफ फ्रेमवर्क है, वी विल गिव यू 6 months ऑफ टाइम और 1 year ऑफ टाइम, इस पीरियड में कि गौ जो है हमारी होली है और हम इसको है ना स्टॉप करना है। आप हमारे को रिस्पेक्ट हम आपकी बहुत करते हैं, आप है ना गाय को या बैल को या बफलो को काटो नहीं, ये समझा के आप उन लोगों को उनके पास जाके बोलिए कि आप अपना बिजनेस अब तो चेंज कर लीजिए कम से कम, और है ना ये बिजनेस छोड़ के दूसरे बिजनेस में आओ जहां गवर्नमेंट विल हेल्प दीज पीपल इन गिविंग लोन्स टू एस्टैब्लिश देयर बिजनेसेस एंड कम आउट ऑफ दिस। बिकॉज एक बार जब ये आ गया मुद्दा कि गौ है ना एक होली माता है, उसकी रेस्पेक्ट करनी है, सर आंखों पे हम उसकी रेस्पेक्ट करेंगे और आपकी बात मानेंगे, लेकिन उसका एक फ्रेमवर्क निकालो, कुछ पॉइंट्स।
बहुत अच्छा सुझाव है आपका,
वो लोगों को
बहुत अच्छा है,
टाइम दो,
अगर आपकी जिम्मेदारी भी कुछ
सुप्रीम कोर्ट
है वो भी आप देखिए।
सुनो, जिम्मेदारी वही जिम्मेदारी मैं बता रहा हूं। आप कोर्ट को बताइए कि टाइम दीजिए इन लोगों को सेटल होने के लिए, वापस अपनी बिजनेस, लाइवलीहुड इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अ ह्यूमन बीइंग। वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि गौशाला में इतनी गाय मर गई बिकॉज ऑफ चारा नहीं दिया गया, उसको देखा नहीं गया, ये बरोबर है। मैंने फोटोज देखे हैं, वीडियोस देखे हैं, ये कहां का इंसाफ है? गौ माता के लिए अगर है वाकई उसको खुदा मानते हैं आप लोग, तो उसकी रक्षा भी उस तरह से करो। गवर्नमेंट को बोलो कि पैसा दिए। हम लोग
आप तो गाय को इतनी कत्ल करते हैं, गाय का इतना नुकसान करते हैं।
आप शांत हो जाइए, आप शांत हो जाइए। There is no need for this sort of behavior. There is no need for this sort of religious fundamental slurs on this channel. I will not stand for it. Please calm down. मिलद एकबोटे, अगर आपके सामने टीवी की कोई स्क्रीन है तो ये फुटेज देख लीजिए। One second, gentlemen, calm down. I'm not going to allow this to devolve into some sort of religious conversation. Look at the footage on your screen. Look at the footage on your screen.
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
Look at the footage on your screen. एक मिनट. I want to bring in Dr. Ijaz Elmi. Dr. Ijaz Elmi. Okay. We're going to get him back. Apparently, we've lost that connection. But आप लोग चिल्लाना बंद कीजिए.
One has to listen to each other. If this is a kind of debate, how can somebody participate?
आप लोग शांत हो जाइए. आप लोग शांत हो जाइए. Now, Sriraj Nair, I'm so glad we've got your audio back. The government of India allots 500 crore rupees every year to Gaushalas and to the care of the domestic Indian cow. What you're looking at on your screen is a small example of what actually happens. The data that we receive, which is in the public domain, has been written about repeatedly, shows us that this money is not reaching the right place, that these cows are not being taken care of. I just read out statistics on, on Delhi alone, which proves to us that as many cows that are impounded and sent to shelters are dying every year, sometimes out of starvation. Shouldn't this be the priority? Why aren't we doing anything about this? Sriraj Nair.
Yeah, see, first of all, I have not been able to listen to your question properly, but whatever I could understand in the bits and pieces, I'll reply. See, under any pretext, first of all, the debate was about the Supreme Court stay. Now, this and cow slaughter and cow is totally different thing. I don't know why the debate has come to the cow slaughter and the incident which happened in Rajasthan. See, understand the cows, if you're talking about this cows, under any circumstances, we are determined to protect our holy mother cows. And as far as post milk, after the cow stops giving milk, VHP and its allied team has made provisions to ensure that cows are protected till they live. Second thing is that we demand protecting cows is a collective responsibility of the entire nation. So we also demand there has to be some kind of cess which needs to be imposed on some product so that cows are protected throughout their life. Under this prevention of cruelty of animals is definitely a matter of concern for all of us. But since the Supreme Court judgment has come, we are not in a position because we have to respect the Supreme Court verdict. At the same time, we respect the government ASG's plead to the Honorable Supreme Court. He tried his best and he has asked for a couple of months. But under any circumstances, we cannot club cow slaughter, cow smuggling with these issues. The incidents which has happened in Rajasthan, every time the every time any incident happens, a fight happening because of sheet sharing, that also was clubbed with Gauraksha. We have to stop all these things. The BHP is determined to save cows under any circumstances. Please don't club or attach gundas or conmen who under the pretext of Gaurakshas to VHP or its allied organization. That's what we would like to say.
Anwar is on the phone line in Mumbai, from Mumbai. SM Anwar is on the phone line right now. Mr. Anwar, we can hear you. Go ahead. I'm sorry I kept you holding for that long. Okay, we don't have it. Dr. Ijaz Elmi?
I'm not able to listen to you anything.
Okay, we'll get you back. Dr. Elmi, we have you back on the line. We're showing right now on our screen footage of what happens in the Gaushalas, of what happens when cows...
आप अच्छे गौशाला है उसकी भी चर्चा कर सकते हैं. आपको अच्छे गौशाला का दर्शन करना है?
I'm
आप
having a
राजस्थान में जाइए,
मुझे
पथमेड़ा है,
डॉक्टर इल्मी से
पथमेड़ा।
एक प्रश्न पूछना है मुझे, आप पूछने तो दीजिए। Dr. Ilmi, there's 500 crore rupees that is allotted by the government of India to the care of the domestic cow and to goshalas. Is there corruption in this system, which is why cows are dying? If there's 500 crore rupees, why are the cows dying?
Well, what you're showing on the screens, and I've seen other stories, it's obviously it's understandable that whenever such instances where people who are entrusted with the task of protecting cows in gaushalas or otherwise, if there is any lack of diligence on their part and there is a death in the gaushala for whatever reasons, then the people running the gaushalas should be held accountable. Because it's a prime duty, it's a good, noble cause to protect the cow, and we understand it, we believe in it. So if something is happening to the cow for reasons beyond one's control, because of dereliction of duty, then accountability must be set forth by different states under whose application this law applies. There's no gainsaying it. Let's call a spade, that if you have the responsibility, the job to protect the cows in a gaushala, and you get funding from the government, then you jolly well look after the cows, because that's a noble deed to do. But if the cows are dying because of dereliction of duty or other reasons, and sometimes beyond, sometimes within your control, then the accountability has to be set.
Will these people be tried against the laws of cow slaughter for cow slaughter?
So far, under various government,
will these people be tried?
Issued for slaughterhouses has to be rechecked because of the appeasement politics and to ensure.
No. The word you're looking for, Sriraj Nair, is corruption. The word you're looking for is corruption. There was 500 crore rupees piping down, and the 500 crore rupees did not make it to the right person. And this right person in this case happens to be a cow, but this is normally what happens. This is normally what happens in public distribution. Ramakant Gaur, shouldn't these people be tried under the laws of against cattle slaughter?
Fine, no doubt about that. Because if the cows are dying in this pathetic situation, they must be prosecuted. But again, my question would be, where is the data whether they have ever prosecuted any such Gau Sanrakshak? Answer is no. They are not prosecuting. They are not concerned about the prosecution of these corrupt officials who are organizing or who are managing their show of gaushalas. So they are concerned about the cow, undoubtedly, which is a matter of serious concern. It's a religious sentiment. But if the management of the gaushala is not doing their job properly, are they being prosecuted? The answer is no. There are umpteen number of cases where the laws of the land are being violated in terms of this act, this very act, and nobody is bothered about. That's my concern. See, coming to the television, making huge statements in the press is something different. But is there actually any serious effort on the floor? I have not seen that. What I see is something different.
You know, I have to wrap up this conversation now, but I do want to put one thing in perspective. I believe that we should protect the cow. We should protect the cow in all honesty, and we should look after the cow in all honesty with everything that we have. I also believe we should protect Indian women with all honesty and look after Indian women with all honesty. I believe we should protect children. When we see a child in danger, we should react with the same furiosity as we react when we see a cow in danger. We should protect jobs. We should protect farmers. We should protect the elderly. We should protect the Dalits. We should protect any other citizen we see in trouble. How did we reach a point in this country where cattle of any kind is more important than human beings? This, I believe, is tripe. This, I believe, is distraction from the real problems. The longer we sit around and discuss what cows are eating for dinner, and why we're not doing a better job with our cows, and how everything to discuss with cows actually has to do with communal hatred. What we are not discussing is why we don't have any jobs. What we're not discussing is why there's a crisis in the economy of this country. What we're not discussing is why there's still trouble at our borders. What we're not discussing is why crime against women is getting worse. What we're not discussing is why there aren't enough seats for our children in schools. What we're not discussing is why there aren't enough colleges, there aren't enough hospitals, there isn't enough medicines. The crime against elderly is getting worse. None of the things are fixed in this country. We're talking about cows. Because whoever decided to distract us with this nonsense has succeeded. But none of us are asking the right questions. Our farmers are struggling. They're killing themselves. When will we find time to talk about our farmers if this is the kind of nonsense we're distracting not just ourselves, but also the Supreme Court of this country? We're wasting the time of the most learned judges in this country by asking them questions like this. We're reducing our grand courts into nannies who are telling the government to brush their teeth and tie their shoelaces and do their homework before they pass rules. Have a conversation or a debate about it in Parliament. That's the basic thing. Give people time to react. Get feedback from stakeholders. You need the Supreme Court of this country to tell you this? This is rubbish. Let's focus on the problems that the humans are suffering and dying from first. Then distract us with this sort of nonsense. In the meantime, on this channel, I promise you we will continue to ask questions about women, about children, about jobs, about farmers. Because those are really the things that will drive either our country forward or send us back into the dark ages. Thanks for watching.